What's on your mind? Literally, like right now. What's on your mind, Kevin?
I mean, there's so much.
What is it?
I was expecting the match to give us some tea leaves we could read on the Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah, me too.
And then it turned out, Rich, that Aaron Rodgers was just like everybody else. He doesn't want to talk about work while golfing, right? Like, that's an American tradition. He doesn't like his job. He just wants to play 18, and he doesn't want to talk about work. And so I think we saw pretty quickly there that he's not going to give us any clues on what the next 3 weeks are going to look like before camp starts.
Wouldn't it have been great if he's standing over that game, that match sealing putt, right? He's ready to put Phil and Brady away 3-2, and he just says, "You know what? I got something to say." And he just goes on some sort of Tony Soprano, Dr. Melfi type rant on Brian Gutekunst and just laid it all out for the entire country to hear. Like, this is what it's been all about. And now I'm going to make this putt. And he jars it and he walks off. That would have been even better. But we weren't going to get that in a million years, Kevin. That would have been the best. If that
I think that Aaron Rodgers is maybe, and you know almost probably all the elite quarterbacks who played in this league for a long time, Rich. Aaron might be the most media savvy and most thought out guy. I put Peyton up there, but they're obviously extremely different personalities. He understands exactly kind of what needs to be said in every situation. And so the fact that he didn't do that says to me, I don't know, maybe he doesn't think he can force his way out in the next 3 weeks. Maybe he doesn't think he can get to Denver or any of these places. So, yeah, I think from a content standpoint, I'd have loved for him to look straight into the camera like Jim Halpert in The Office and say, here's where I want to go. But I just feel like the lack of options made it so he just kind of didn't do anything.
Right, except go out and play the best golf that he possibly can and actually carry DeChambeau a couple of holes. You know, like he really did. He was terrific. And that was my one takeaway from it, Kevin, because I watched every minute of that, not only because I thought it was so well done, so well produced. I enjoyed it. I loved watching the golf course and just seeing the beautiful vista of Montana. I loved all of it. It was visually pleasing. It was entertaining. But I was hanging on every moment just for even a hot mic thing, just even something to get something out of it. And what I do literally take out of it is Rodgers looks terrific. He's mentally focused. He just seems to be chill. He's got it all lined up. He might not know exactly what he's going to do. He perhaps already does know what he's going to do. But what's definitely we need to see him out on the field, because it would be a horrible shame and a waste to not see him play football, being as physically and mentally locked in as he appears to be right now.
I totally agree. And the fact that he spent the last couple of months in places like Hawaii at the Kentucky Derby, he's engaged. He seems like, maybe the last couple of months where he was just resting and not going to mini camps and OTAs might be the best thing for his football. Now, it comes down to whether or not he's going to show up on July 27th when the entire league is supposed to report. But I actually think that when we saw him the other night, he looked pretty chill. He looked pretty locked in. He looked pretty confident. And so maybe there's a case to be made that he should just spend every offseason in Hawaii. Maybe we should all spend the offseason in Hawaii. Right. Everybody in the NFL, the NFL media, let's all go from February to July in Hawaii.
Locked in, man. I'm in on that. The day before the training camp reporting date, Kevin, is the shareholders stock meeting in Green Bay, and we've been joking that he should show up like Jimmy Chitwood amongst all the townspeople and say, it's time for me, to play ball, but I'll only play if Gutekunst goes. I don't think that will happen, but the trade's not happening. It's just not. There's no way a trade is happening, because the draft picks that they get from somebody now will only be made worse for the Packers by how successful Rodgers is going to be. So it's just not going to happen until next year, if at all, I
totally agree with you. If he goes to Denver right now, they're a top 4 AFC team. And then all of a sudden, you get the 27th pick in the draft? Is that going to get you the next Aaron Rodgers? Even though that was almost where Rodgers was picked, when he came in. I promise you, there's no such thing as equal value for trading an elite quarterback. Does not exist, ever. And so you're going to take a loss, and you better have a really good reason, whether that's Jordan Love is ready to play or whatever. So I could see it being next season, but I really don't see the Packers standing down and trading him. There's just no way they could get any sort of value for him that is anywhere close to it. And so and also, when the initial story came out, Rich, remember the story was only 2 teams called about Aaron on draft week. And the NFL we see is a little different from the NBA, where I think NFL teams are so set in their ways and so ready for 2021 that even if Aaron became available, it's not like 25 teams are going to put their bids in. It's not like when James Harden becomes available in the NBA. I think there'd actually be kind of a limited market for him in 2021, even though he is the reigning MVP and the best player in football, just because of how teams operate. There's so many teams, even with above average quarterbacks, think they're set for 2021 because they're a little more traditional and not going to kind of swing for the fences.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.